It's tea time!
This is where we spill the tea. I mean, we're here.
We're on the Jones Beach boardwalk.
Oh
Dee Snider's calling it.
Wrap it up. We've been hanging out with the hot teas.
The hot teas, by the way, are amazing. Hashtag
Long
Long Island
Island
Life.
Life.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, welcome back to Long Island Tea. I'm Kristen.
I'm Sharon.
And it's tea time.
All day long.
I know. And you know what, Sharon? I think because of, we might have some new listeners.
Yeah.
I'm used to saying visitors because this is what we do. We bring in
Yeah.
visitors from all over the world. But we've been doing some advertising. We've been getting out there.
I know.
And so we might have some new listeners. So if you are new to Long Island Tea, I would like to say welcome.
Welcome.
And this is where we spill the tea on how to live your best Long Island life.
I love it. I love it.
And we always start by saying, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Because that's how we do on Long Island. And, and again, just a brief recap for those that maybe don't know us. I'm Kristen, and I've lived on Long Island as a transplant for almost 6 years.
Sharon, I'm a Long Island native, born and raised.
Yes.
Purebred.
Yes. And we represent Discover Long Island, which is the official tourism promotion agency for the region. But also, we're in charge with making sure that Long Island residents and everyone visiting Long Island understands that it's the greatest place in the world.
It is. It really is. I think, I may be biased because I'm a native, but I think it is an amazing place to promote, to live, to play.
Yeah.
We have the best time.
I think so. And you know what? I don't think you are biased being a native because it's funny. I think sometimes people from outside appreciate it more than natives do.
Right.
And I just spoke at this event this past week, ABA, American Business Associates. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we were the first meeting at the new Newsday Studios.
How was it?
With
was
our
it
good friend
awesome?
Jamie Claudio. No, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was, of course.
It's like mind-blowing, right?
It's awesome. It's this new theater and production studio and event space at Newsday. And, I did my spiel as a native to the natives and said, this is why Long Island is so great. And this is why we should all speak so positively about the place that we live and make sure we appreciate it. And at the end, everybody's like, oh my God, thank you so much for reminding us.
That's what it is. It's like a lot of times you're motivational speaking and you don't even realize it. You have no idea how much you impact or, Discover Long Island impacts different businesses or, visitors or things like that. But like I said, motivational speaking, and you don't even know.
Well, it's my favorite thing to do is talk to native Long Islanders who the first thing they'll say is the traffic and the taxes. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? There's a reason why people want to be here. Mm-hmm. And it's because it's the greatest place. And I said to them, I'm like, if you think the taxes are too high, yeah, they are. Okay. But put your house up for sale tomorrow.
Right.
There's going to be a bidding war.
Right.
For people that are dying to pay them.
Especially
and
now.
there's a reason.
Yeah.
And that's because it's an awesome place to be and live.
It is.
Anyway, so that was really fun. And also, I have to say, this past week has been the epitome of Long Island perfection as far as weather.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, right?
It's like painful to be in the office.
I know. I keep getting like texts from my babysitter at the beach with the kids, and I'm like, I'm so jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be there.
I feel so bad because my dad was here for 3 weeks, and for 3 weeks it was like torrential rain / hurricane,
or
literally,
like 98 degrees, which he's used to.
Record-breaking humidity.
Yeah.
And heat. So the second he leaves, it's like perfect. Like, he drops, you're like, oh, okay, hey.
Sorry, Dad.
As per usual. But we took advantage of it, and we had our first ever office barbecue.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we're talking about it. It was so fun. We really had so much fun. We've been working with each other for, some of us a year, some of us a couple months, some of us plenty of years. And like, we've never even met each other's spouses it was just so fun to like just hang out and chill.
It was
hosted by you, which was so nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. No, I loved it. And you know what? We have such a great team, especially right now. And you've always worked with people like that you maybe like you work with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't want to necessarily hang out with.
Right.
And I think right now our team was so awesome, and we want to hang out together, and we like each other's like significant others. And
we had a great time. We had played cornhole.
Listen,
there was a good tourney going on.
The rules of the cornhole. I was like, calm down,
everyone, chill.
Well, Liz is our cornhole champion, and she was at a wedding, so she wasn't there. But I literally pulled her aside yesterday because I'm like, I got like 5 bags in the hole, and they were like, no, that's it balances each other. I'm like, what? Liz is like, that's like 15 points. I'm like, see
You should have been
I
there.
don't know what was happening with the cornhole rules, but I was like,
There were so many rules.
I'm not going to fight about it. Okay.
We kept playing to 21, and it was like, all right, with 21, it'll be quick. No.
Thomas was convinced that Dan had like a side ring going. Like he was actually, he left with his wallet full. He was like literally hustling everyone.
Hustle. He was.
Thomas is like,
funny.
I'm pretty sure Dan had like a total side hustle going with the cornhole game.
Dan's played it for years. I think it's become popular here, or more
Yeah.
popular in the past couple of years, but like his family barbecues for 20 years ago we were playing that.
I was like, all right, fine. I guess it's serious.
And it's like a series of a number of feet that it has to be apart. Like,
Yeah, I
can you
can't with
stand in
that.
front of the board,
I'm like,
behind
throw
the board?
it. Does the bag go in? I win.
Did it land on the board?
That's how I feel
don't
about
know.
it.
That's a point.
And then Chris made his barbecue.
Oh my God.
I'm still eating it.
Oh, good.
At my house.
You should bring it in.
The wings. I know. Kinsey was like, you should bring the barbecue and be like, barbecue chapter 2 or do over.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Squared.
I'm eating it.
It's mine.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome.
It was really,
the
really
wings
fun.
were awesome. Everything. Everybody made a dish.
Yeah.
Like, it was so nice.
It was really great, and I'm calling it our first annual. And in fact, everyone's like, we should do this every quarter, every month,
exactly.
and who's
When's
hosting
the
next?
next
I
one?
know. But it was really cool, and I think we're going to keep doing more stuff like that. And I think every company should be doing stuff like that. It's been a hard year, and keeping people their spirits motivated, and everyone here works so hard. That it's great that we do things like that for our staff and let them know that we care about them. Speaking of things we care about, wine
of the week. Yes,
I know. It's wine of the week time. It's good. It's really, again, for summer.
It is. Yeah,
It's like perfect. What is it?
it is. Let me see if I can pronounce. this.
It's lovely. It's like a citrusy.
Yeah, I feel like it's citrusy. It's frizzante.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's frizzy.
It is
fizzy.
fizzy.
Frizzy.
Fizzy.
Kind of like my hair.
It is like a sparkling Moscato. Which I don't normally like a Moscato, but I really am enjoying this.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like a citrusy champagne.
It's very bubbly.
Yeah.
It's more bubbly than like a rosé, right?
Oh yeah,
A
I
sparkling.
think
I feel like it's more.
it's like a sparkling wine, right? Is
but
it?
I feel like it's extra.
No, I like it.
I like it too.
It's fizzy.
and it's corked with this.
Oh, I like our little
cute.
bottle opener
Yeah.
that makes it easy.
It's the Anthony Nappa Wines. It's a sparkling white wine, 25% Moscato, 45% Pinot Noir.
Oh, that's why you like it.
Yeah.
It's only 25% Moscato.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it's more
45%.
Pinot Noir.
So it like probably tones down a lot of the sweetness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Frizzante. And I feel
Frizzante.
like Frizzante, the name describes what it is. It feels like
it is
Fizzy. It's
citrusy
fizzy.
though. Like I didn't expect that.
fizzy. I like it. It's fun. It's a nice summer. It's a nice summer wine. That again, this is what we keep saying about Long Island wine country and the wines and how grateful we are to have them do this. Is because if you saw this in the cold box, the liquor store, you may not pick it up because you're not familiar with it.
Right,
And you might be
exactly.
like, I'm not sure. I want to take a risk on that.
For me, Moscato. I'm like,
You'd be
I
like,
don't love Moscato, but I actually am enjoying
Now
this.
you know.
Yeah.
And so now you know because Sharon and I are telling you that this is good.
It is
you can,
good.
You can trust us.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we want to thank Long Island Wine Country for being our sponsor of the Wine of the Week. And, if you are new here, you don't realize that Long Island Wine Country is made up of 57 distinct vineyards and incredibly beautiful tasting rooms. Thank you, Sharon, for filling me up. And just awesome time to be there. Honestly, right now, going into fall, best time ever.
Yes,
To go visit Long Island Wine Country.
And don't forget to go to LongIslandTeaPodcast.com to get the Wine of the Week deal, which is Terra Vitae still, 20% off. A calibration.
Yes.
You have to go to LongIslandTeaPodcast.com to get the code.
Okay, cool. And this is a special code only for our listeners,
Our
only for
hot
the hot teas.
teas.
If you're listening, you are officially a hot tea, in case you didn't know.
Yes.
So, well, that's awesome. And you know what else is really cool, Sharon, is we have our first plug-in this week.
I love it.
Which is amazing because it's something that I have experienced before, and I'm a huge fan of it.
I'm dying to. I think it looks so awesome. Every time I pass it, I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah. So our first plug-in is a Wildplay at Jones Beach Adventure Park. And if you don't know what that is, if you've ever been to Jones Beach or driven by it, you see all those giant poles. Mm-hmm. Did you just spill on yourself? Okay. All right.
Trying really hard not to call attention to myself.
And then there's me. Sorry. I'm like, what's happening? Welcome.
drooling.
Karen,
Sorry.
we like the Moscato, apparently. Sharon's really a total
The
convert.
frizzante is delicious.
It is lovely. And so it's really cool. You see all those poles, and you're like, "What is that on the beach?"
And how many times people are like, "What is going on
What
Ocean
is
Parkway?"
that? Yeah, and what a cool idea, because you go to the beach every single weekend, right? Over and over and over again, and your kids are like, "Okay." You know how you know you're a spoiled Long Islander when you're like my kids, and like, "I didn't want to go to the beach."
Yeah,
I'm bored.
Same.
What
I
am
literally
gonna do?
cried the other day when my kids were. I'm like, "I want to go to the beach today." They're like, I don't want to go to the beach today. I'm like, "You children are at the beach every day. Mommy's in an office every day. I want fresh air. We're going to the beach."
Well,
And then
when they're teenagers, especially, "I didn't want to go to the beach. Well, the beach is boring." I'm like, "What?"
Exactly.
Why don't you try being landlocked for 40 years of your life?
Exactly.
and then tell me how boring the beach is.
Or let's go to Jones Beach Wildplay.
Yeah, and the coolest thing is if you go to Jones Beach, you have Wildplay right there, and it's something for you to do or the kids to do that makes it exciting, and it's ziplining. It's a great course that I think
All ages.
all ages.
They had an 89-year-old woman do it last week.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I said if an 89-year-old woman can do it, we can all
we can do it. We can do it. And it's I've done it. My kids have done it. They love it. It's
That's
a great attraction. It's on the boardwalk between fields 4 and 5, and there's free fall jumps and high ropes, and it can be a date idea, an unforgettable squad adventure, or legendary birthday party, memorable corporate group team building, which we were just talking about, so important, and a bachelorette party, or just a fun day at the beach. It's really great to do, and we recommend it highly. It's fun for all ages and all skill levels, and we want to thank them for being our first plug-in. And for more information, you can go to Long Island Tea Podcast and get all the Wildplay information. We'll put them on our website. Okay, so now we're going to what time it is, and it's tea time. Okay, what's your tea?
So my tea this week, I ventured out to NYC. I went to Manhattan, and I went to see the Van Gogh Immersive exhibit, which was really cool. It was a 3-room. It was about an hour long. Tickets were like $60 per person, and it's at Pier 36 in Manhattan. It's down by the South Street Seaport. Cool. It's awesome.
You see it. I've been wanting to go. It's on every other one of my Instagram.
It's all over.
Like, it's
everywhere. And so we went, and Dan and I went with my sisters and their families. I didn't take my kids because I feel like they're a little too little.
Too young, yeah.
They don't understand it.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. They had an awesome playlist. It was very French.
Ooh.
It was awesome, like going through the whole thing. When you check in, you get a cushion to sit on, and like it's 3 different rooms, but the show plays throughout. And they had like mirrors everywhere to project it, which was really cool. You have to like Van Gogh, obviously.
Yeah. Well, but who doesn't like... I mean, it's so beautiful. You probably don't even know you like Van Gogh until you go and you see the projections on the walls.
Or you don't realize how many paintings that are recognizable that are Van Gogh.
Yeah.
You know, like there were so many that I was like, wow, I didn't know that was him. I mean, you can kind of tell because he's
got a style.
But it was really, really cool. And it was definitely a fun outing. You know, like afterwards we went out to dinner. It was awesome.
I love that. Yeah. And what a cool way to reintroduce art and culture to everybody in the world. Because, you know, you're like, oh, museum, go to stare at paintings. But it's really a cool way to modernize art.
Yeah, it was really
I've been wanting to go, so that's so cool that you went.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, you know, again, as a transplant, I was telling the ABA group, I'm like, where else in the world do you have the proximity to New York City where you can go to New York City for the day?
Yeah.
You know, for Kenzie's birthday, we went to the Museum of Ice Cream.
I know. Those pictures were awesome.
It was so fun. And again, we went there and fully randomly ran into some people from Arizona next to us who recognized us.
Because where else would you run into somebody? And
of Manhattan. All days, in the middle of Manhattan at the 2 o'clock showing of the Museum of Ice Cream. So, of course, it only happens to me. But again, we were like, oh, they were there for their like bucket list trip.
Yeah, it was
that's
so
the
cool.
one trip they're going to do a year.
And I have to say, like,
and I was like, oh, we came for the day, and we're going to Italy, and we're going to have a great dinner, and then we're going to go home to our lovely suburban beach.
Yes, exactly.
Beach lifestyle.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's the best thing about living on Long Island is our proximity to New York City, the greatest city in the world.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It was very clean. Like everybody was wearing masks. Everybody was distanced as much as you can be in Manhattan, but like I felt like it was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm glad to hear it because it's one of those things you see all the time and you're like, should I go? Is it good?
I would definitely go. I recommend it.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, I thought the Museum of Ice Cream was actually really fun too, so I recommend that too. So my tea is, you know, we were talking about the fact that it's August and everyone's like scrambling. I feel like it's like that almost like Black Friday stampede vision of everyone like freaking out that you have to get in your summer vacation before
kids go to college.
Everyone's like losing it.
Yes, totally.
It's like this mad rush. And I think the perception is that you start to look. It can be really hard to find places to go last minute.
Right.
Even though most people are booking last minute right now. And we were doing it as a family, and you try to go to all the different hotels or all the different sites, and you're like plugging all the dates. So one thing people don't realize is that on Discover Long Island, and yes, it's on our stuff, but I really think this is a great tip for people.
Definitely.
That we do this for you. On discoverlongisland.com, if you go to where to stay, we have a booking engine.
Right.
And I just went on it today just to make sure. And you can plug in any of your dates, even weekends, even in August, and just say, how many dates, where do you, not even where you want to go. You can just plug in these dates I want to travel somewhere. And it will show you all of the availability and pricing of hotels across Long Island. And it had everything. I looked at the third week in August, which is primo.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It had everything from, Holiday Inn Expresses from $149 to Gurney's.
Right. Right.
Which, or to Amagansett.
Yeah.
And so it really does. You can just plug in any dates and it will show you, it curates all the availability of our hotels across Long Island, even from like little B&Bs to the big chains.
Yeah.
So
and things are still available. So
it's still, you can still have a great summer experience on Long Island, even on the weekend, even in August, and there's something, I just looked today, again, something for every price point.
Right.
So you might stay a little bit further out at a Courtyard or Holiday Inn, or you could break the bank.
Right.
Okay. Stay in the Hamptons. It's available. Anyway, so I was like, this is a great resource, especially because it can be so cumbersome and labor intensive to try and figure out which if you're searching hotel by hotel by dates. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. That's a great
Yay.
tea.
And so we do this for you. We're here to make your lives easier so that you can discover Long Island, right? Cheers to our team.
I love it.
Who does that. So cool. Well, it's, speaking of how great Long Island is, #LongIslandLife.
Long Island Life.
So I have a news flash.
What is it?
The bull's still on the loose.
Oh, still.
I'm obsessed.
Thomas,
I can't stop.
Thomas know where the bull is?
No, I'm like, Thomas, where is Bully Joel? I will not call him Barney.
I will not call him Barney either.
He's falling out of the news feed.
I know. We got to...
Sharon, I'm starting to worry that
my premonition is correct. Yes.
That he's in someone's freezer.
He is.
I still like to think that Bully Joel is frolicking.
Running wild. He's at Wildplay.
I was literally, by the way, last night I'm laying in my lounge chair that Alyssa finally got to see.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there having a glass of wine and I'm talking to Thomas about my day or whatever. And then I freak out. And he's like, oh my God, what? Because a deer just galloping through my yard.
My
I was like, he's like, oh my God, you scared me. I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
The deer spooked me.
I thought it was a bull.
Right. Thought it was Bully Joel.
Okay. I was trying to usher
he was
him.
Coming for you.
I was trying
to. You're going to save me.
I was trying to herd him into my backyard. Well, I will take care of him for life.
That is hysterical.
Yeah, Bull is still on the loose.
I can't believe that.
Which is very exciting for me. I'm excited.
That is awesome news. I think that he's still free, but I think I'm a little more correct.
How long do you think? It's going to be like a year, and then all of a sudden he pops out?
Imagine.
I need some memes.
Yeah.
I need some Bully Joel memes of him popping out.
Right.
Of places now that it's going to be fall.
He's going to be
needs
Claudio's.
Yes.
Drinking a cocktail.
He needs to be at the farm stand.
Yeah.
Apple picking.
Oh, gosh.
That's
hysterical.
I'm obsessed. Oh, Alyssa says she has one. Oh, Mastic Bull. I can't crowned. What does it say? Hide and seek champion.
Hide and seek champ. There you go, Bully.
I need pictures. We should do this. Brie, are you listening? We should put Bully Joel in great iconic Long Island settings.
We should.
Speaking
of iconic Long Island settings, the Big Duck.
Yeah.
The Big Duck turns 90.
The Big Duck, totally Long Island iconic. If you don't know about it,
it's crazy.
It's a big duck.
It is. It's a building.
In Flanders.
That's in the shape of a duck.
East End.
Yeah. This building was built in 1931 by Riverhead duck farmer Martin Moore as a place to sell ducks to passerby.
You just sell actual ducks?
Sell actual ducks.
Well, but did you know that Long Island was actually known for duck? We had big duck farms.
Yeah.
And we were known to having the best duck
in
the country. And then
Do you eat duck?
Sometimes. I mean, not yes. every Sunday. I eat duck. But every
my
now
Sunday
and then, like
dinner.
if it's an amuse bouche or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
What is foie gras?
Foie gras is goose liver.
Okay.
And I'm about it.
I know you are. That's why I didn't know.
Yes.
I thought it was duck, but
every
it's
time I
goose
see
liver.
the Canadian geese, I was like, is it you? Are you my foie gras producer? Why are you? Yeah, no, but
Especially
the
Canadian
big duck
geese.
is like a Long Island thing.
It is a huge thing. So they do a celebration every year during the holidays where they do the duck lighting.
Yeah.
With the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So cute.
And it just had an anniversary.
Yeah, 90 years.
90 years of
90
the big
years.
duck. So it's like that. You know what? It's the bygone days of roadside attractions.
Do you know what's funny?
What?
Is there is a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving its history. You know what the name of it is? Friends of the Big Duck.
Of course it is.
That's hysterical.
I mean,
Friends of the Big Duck.
I feel like we should join.
Right.
I feel like we're
friends of the Big
friends
Duck.
of the big duck.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean, who's going to say like, no,
Right.
I'm not a friend of the big duck?
I love the Big Duck.
It's awesome.
It is so funny.
I mean, it's great. It's quirky and fun. It's a little gift shop in there right
it's so
now.
cute.
And
Yeah.
he's stopping by gifts. But it's honestly, I love roadside attractions.
Me too. And that's one of the roadside
And a
attractions.
lot of them have gone away. I mean, it's 90 years old, right? Most of them don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So thank you to Friends of the Big Duck for making sure the Big Duck
preservation. Absolutely.
I think the next one, Friends of Bully Joel.
Bully Joel's coming out.
We're starting that today. Where's the bull?
Where are you now?
I know.
That's funny.
Okay, that's really cute. And speaking of Long Island Life, the Olympics, still
Yep.
watching. Mm-hmm. You started watching, right?
A little bit, yeah. And it was cute. I actually watched it, the gymnastics with my daughter Pearl, who's 5. And she's watching it, and she takes acro, which is like intro to gymnastics. It's like tumbling. And she's watching it with me, and she's like, Mom, I want to be that when I grow up. And I remember that, like watching the figure skating as a kid. I wanted to do that so bad. I want to be the next Dorothy Hamilton. Like, I wanted to do that.
I think it's Dorothy Hamill.
Who's
Right?
Dorothy Hamilton?
No, I don't know.
It's Hamill.
Dorothy
Sorry.
Hamill. No, but
Yeah, like correction.
well, Dorothy Hamill, if you're listening, we're big fans. I know, but no, it's true. Like the Olympics, I love it because that's what I was saying when I was watching it with my girls, and it's so inspiring. And there's been so much tea this year. I mean, U.S. women's soccer just lost to Canada. Did you hear that? Heartbreaker.
Yeah,
like
they interviewed the one with the purple hair. What's her name?
Megan? No,
I don't know.
Megan.
That's what I watched.
There's Megan. There's, oh my God, they're so good too. But now look, they're going to compete for bronze.
Yeah.
Cheers, love them.
for them.
Love them, ladies. And I love all the gymnasts that have come up from the shadows
Oh my
and been able
gosh.
to have their moment.
Yeah.
And gold.
The commercials make me cry so much.
It's so great. And there was another one I was going to tell you about where these two, the jumpers, they they jump backwards over the pole.
Okay.
The long jumpers.
Long jumpers,
They're not,
yeah.
because the long jumpers is long forward. It's the guys that, what's it called? I guess they
Vaulters?
they run and then they jump backwards over the pole.
Okay.
Anyway, they kept raising and raising and raising it. It was crazy. It was like Italy versus, I don't know the other guy, but he was from like, I'm gonna mess it up if I say it, but it's anyway. They were so cute and they were going back and forth, and it was funny. The one guy was like, he's like a gazelle. He's got these long legs and he
Frolicking.
just barely touches the ground. And I love watching them.
wild.
And then they were like, the flamboyant Italian.
Oh.
I was like, and he was like so excited. And then they both raised it to such an incredible height, and then they both missed it.
Wow.
So they gave them the choice of doing a do-over or sharing the gold. And they met and they decided to share the gold.
Oh.
And there was like tears and laying on the ground. I was like, this is such the Olympic spirit. I love it so much.
What would you do? Would you share the gold or would
Yeah,
you
100%. I'm like, I'm not jumping again.
Yeah.
I just won the gold. Like, let's share it. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Right? I think
Yeah.
it's amazing. And I love that. And a Long Islander actually won, there was synchronized diving. A Long Islander won the silver in synchronized diving. I can't remember where he was from. But, and then even one of the doctors there's only 7 doctors there. There's one of the doctors there is actually from Long Island too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And I think 4 of Long Island hospitals were just named the best in the top 50 hospitals in the country. So it makes
Awesome.
sense that
See?
a doctor from Long Island, I think he specializes in internal medicine, is at the Olympics. There's just so much great Olympic championship going on. What what else was I going to tell you about the Olympics? I feel like every day there's new stories coming out.
Yeah, every day. What's new with Simone?
She won bronze.
She
actually.
did? Okay.
Yeah, she won the bronze on the vault, which was great. So she actually was able to come back.
Good.
And win the bronze, which I think is awesome. But again, I think that it's been such an exciting Olympic gold. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Not speaking of Simone, but I'm just saying, speaking of some of our culture, like we forget sometimes how spoiled we are.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the story that came out this morning. Okay. A Belarus sprinter decided her coach tried to enter her into a race that she didn't even train for. She's like,
Wow.
I don't want to do this race. I'm not trained for it. I'm not equipped. And it got back to the president of the country that she was complaining. So they were like, you're coming with us now.
Oh.
And she had to stop. She stopped some Tokyo police and begged for help. And now she's in like asylum.
Oh,
thanks to Poland.
my gosh.
I'm like, does anyone understand? Like, okay, in Belarus, they're not like, are you having
a good time?
Are you having a mental health day? Are you good? No. They're like, do it or
don't.
You're coming back to the country and you're going to be severely punished. Like, I don't think people understand how lucky we are to be in a free country.
Spoiled.
And again, this isn't a dig to anyone really. It's just a reminder as to how lucky we are to be Americans and have a free choice and have a voice and have people understand, mental health and things like that, and have people understand that we're athletes and that we have choices.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to have choices, and it's still happening today. I was like,
so crazy.
Belarus, she had to like somehow risk her life and ask Tokyo police for help because
she
was caught complaining.
That's so crazy.
It's like,
that's what I was talking about with the girls today during lunch, and like they were laughing at me. They're like, "Oh, I'm with I understand. I don't watch Olympics. I like the sports, the winter sports. I'm sorry." And what I love about the Olympics is the competition of each country.
Yeah.
Like I think that all the countries coming together and doing this athletic competition is just insane. No, it's awesome.
It's wonderful, and I love seeing the camaraderie and the spirit where people hug each other afterwards.
Yeah.
Even the the teams that have heartbreaking losses, and they stand up to the line and they shake everyone's hand and they congratulate.
Yeah. And there's still tears going down their faces and happy
it.
tears for the other components.
Good sportsmanship. And
absolutely.
I love watching everyone compete and win, or at least try.
Yeah.
Even, anyway, it's just so great. I could watch the Olympics like literally all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, you say that because it's probably because they're every, 4 years.
4 years.
So it's a novelty.
Yeah.
All right. So the other Long Island Life thing I'll say before we wrap it up is if you happen to be on the beach on Long Island
during the month of August
on a Sunday,
you got it, girl.
You're going to see, and there's a plane flying over. You might see the Long Island Tea podcast aerial advertising.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go and see it in person.
So every other weekend it goes back and forth between the Jones Beach. It starts at like Coney Island and goes all the way to Jones Beach, all the way through, and then it's in the Hamptons every other week.
Amagansett. I think that's so awesome.
No.
I'm excited because I look at those banner ads every time I'm at the beach.
Of course, I stare at them.
What does that say? But this one's huge.
Yeah,
Long Island Tea Podcast.
I love it. There's no mistaking it.
There's no mistaking it.
Long Island Tea Podcast, and that's why I think we might have some new listeners as a result, because you were on the beach and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
So welcome, and listen and send us at LongIslandTeaPodcast.com. Get on there and send us your reviews.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're thinking about. Tell us what you want to talk about. Tell us what you want to know.
Uncorked advice, whatever you got.
Yeah, we'll do Uncorked advice. We do CelebriTEA. We will talk about a specific subject. If you have a question about Long Island, let us know.
We'll dig in deep.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Are we ready for CelebriTEA?
Let's do it.
Our buddy, Dee Snider.
Our bestie.
He is coming out with his solo album.
Which I love.
I know.
I told you, awesome. We're not going to take it in 2020. Had like a total resurgence.
Yes.
And then he had his great Christmas song.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I thought I was retired.
Right. He's like, nah, turns out I'm good. I'm coming back. And it's called Leave a Scar. It's his first time since the 90s that he wrote his own lyrics.
Ooh. So you know it's going to be good because those 90s lyrics were good.
You know it. Mm-hmm. And then the first singles is I Gotta Rock Again. Which is cool.
I gotta rock. Remember that?
Yeah.
I wanna rock.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then he's working on a new musical.
Chris is totally laughing at me because I think I'm the only one that really knows that song.
No, I gotta
It's so
rock.
no,
Yeah.
it's I Wanna Rock, right?
I'm thinking of his new musical called Rock Me Amadeus.
Ooh.
It's a mashup between rock and opera, but I think of Amadeus.
Yeah, because he's a classically, but you know what? He's a classically trained musician.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't realize. Remember, he was talking to us, and he's like, I'm a classically trained musician that just happened to be a rock star. So he is, he's the guy. And I'm so excited that we get to have our Long Islanders still, making music. Rocking out, making
awesome,
music.
buddy.
And you know what? Why? Why retire? Like, if you've got the
If you
gift.
still got it, flaunt it.
Listen, J-Lo does.
Right. Why not?
I know. I haven't heard any about her this week. Did you hear, like, Jennifer Aniston came out modeling the new Friends merch?
No.
And they were like, oh, she confirmed. And it says, we were so not on a break. I'm like, you were on a break.
Yeah.
You were on a break. I mean, I
Sorry.
love you, Jen. Also, you know what I like? I like it that she came out with, like, she's got, like, no makeup on.
She never has makeup on.
No,
It's
but
the
you see it.
Neutrogena.
Stop. You know there's makeup in those Neutrogena ads.
Yeah, of
Come
course
on.
there is.
There's, you know how much makeup, Brie, you know how much makeup it takes to look natural? It takes a lot of makeup to look like you have no
Yeah.
makeup on. P.S. That's
Yes,
a secret
I can't
that people
do
don't
that.
tell you.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, so what else? Do you ever watch Flip or Flop?
Yes.
I am, like, Christina and Tarek.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with them.
I love them.
I love Christina so
I know,
much.
me too.
She seems so, like, catty, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. But I followed her for a while. She's like been married and divorced like 3 different times since him, right?
No, I think only once.
Really? I feel like there's like 2 more.
No, well, she's had relationships, but she only got married once. But she had another baby with that guy.
Right.
Okay, so Flip or Flop, Christina and Tarek, and if you watch HGTV all weekend like I do.
Yes,
I mean,
same.
it's like, why? Why
Yeah.
watch anything else other than the Olympics?
Right.
They got divorced. They still do the show together. And now it's funny because he is engaged to, like, a full mini-me of her.
I'm sure he is. Because you know that she was the boss in the relationship. You could see it all over them. Like, she literally, like, ran the show. And he was like, okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
So he needed a Christina replace.
Yeah, so he's got a new, younger, skinnier, if you can imagine, version of her. She looks exactly like her.
Yeah.
And then Christina got remarried to this guy, Ant, something, this English guy.
Yeah, he was like a designer, right?
I don't know what he was. Second I saw him on the show, I'm like, #opportunist.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And he moves in with, there's this whole episode where he was like, oh, my lease is up.
And she's like, oh, you want me to help you?
You gonna move in? Oh, I guess you want to move in. I was like, you're such a shyster right now.
Yeah.
So sure enough, moves in, and then now they're divorced.
Yep.
And guess who he's with?
Oh.
Oh, they can't stop their PDA with him and Renee Zellweger.
Oh my God, really?
I'm like, Renee, come on,
girl.
you're leveling down.
Yeah.
With Christina's sloppy seconds.
Yeah, totally.
Come on, who is this guy? Ant? He's a total con artist.
Yeah, he is. Oh my God, but she'll pull. Yeah.
Well, she's already got some new guy that's all, abs and tats,
Yeah.
And she's got all her little energy bracelets.
Please, I can't.
Listen.
Stop with the energy bracelets.
I love her, and I watch her because she's so, like, snotty looking.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very 90210.
Did you ever see
California facial expressions?
Oh
like,
my God.
where she's
exactly. With her face.
Yeah, it's like resting bee face.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bait you there. I wasn't trying to bait you. But that's a
But it's
phrase.
true.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, listen, I like it. But the other day, there was this whole thing where I guess he blew up on her on the set. And because she was, like, of course, trying to be a boss lady.
Right,
I think.
right.
So it was all in People magazine that he blew up on her on the set. And then they had to come back to filming.
Oh.
And he had to apologize because he said apparently he was yelling at her saying he loves seeing her fail.
Oh,
and all
my
that. So I was
God.
like,
That's
listen,
awful.
divorce is hard.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
No.
getting a divorce and having to work with your ex? Because I can't.
I can't.
No, sir.
But they chose that, right? They decided that. Do you know what else is awesome? Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett.
Yes.
They just did their a tour at Radio City Music Hall this past week. I think by the time this airs, it'll be like this weekend. They did 2 shows. Did you see that? I saw it on HBO, I think.
They've done a whole album together.
They did a whole album,
Yeah.
but they also toured together.
That's cool.
Do you know how old he is?
Oh.
95.
Yeah, that's old.
He just celebrated his 95th birthday.
That's good for him. When I went and saw Billy Joel, he was the special guest.
Oh, I was going to...
What do you think I was going to say?
Know how old he is?
Oh, No.
Tony Bennett was his special guest?
Yeah, he sang.
Wow.
He sang New York State of Mind or something like that. New York. I don't know, something about New York. It was awesome. The whole stadium sang with.
I bet it was beautiful.
Oh my god, it was like iconic.
Do you like Lady Gaga?
I love her.
Oh, I love her. She's so incredible.
She's so quirky.
I love her,
and also I think unstable at times.
Oh my gosh,
I love her.
You have to see her in concert. She kind of tells her story.
Yeah,
I
saw the documentary of her.
Did you like it?
I liked her less.
Intense. Yeah,
I liked her less after the documentary. Yeah. This is sometimes putting yourself out there like us. God knows, people are probably like, I used to like you. Oh, the thumbs down person's back. By the way,
haters gonna hate.
Literally within 5 minutes.
Seriously,
of posting today's episode.
I don't know what it is.
I'm like, and you have to. P.S. You have to subscribe.
Yeah.
To leave a thumbs up.
Isn't
anyway,
that
cheers.
Funny?
Thanks for subscribing.
Thanks for coming back.
I have one more CelebriTEA thing, and it's kind of a CelebriTEA, but it's also personal, which is really interesting.
Ooh.
So you know that Taylor Swift is doing her new Red album.
Yes, re-recording.
She's re-recording Red because of her music rights and all of that, and it's going to be the album that she always wanted it to be, with actually like 30 songs on it.
Which I can imagine what it's going to be. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing,
Yeah.
and one of the songs she's adding on her Red album is called Ronin.
I love this story.
Yeah, and so Ronin is actually our little cousin. So Ronan is our cousin, and so my ex-husband's first cousin. We grew up with they grew up. They were like brothers, and we were very close with them. And Ronan, they have 2 older sons that are the same age as Kenzie, and then Ronan was born 2 months after Tegan.
Okay,
so we were like we were pregnant at the same time and very close. I mean, we're talking about like Ronan. We were actually kind of joking about like switching them at birth,
right?
Because they had 2 boys, I had a girl, and they were going to have another boy, and I was going to have another. I was like, we want a boy and we want a girl. And then anyway, Ronan is the most beautiful boy you've ever seen. He's got the most gorgeous eyes. But I think he was 3, and he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. And it was crazy. I remember exactly where I was when we got the news, and we're, I can't even imagine what their parents went through. We were there with them for a lot of it, but it's, becomes a personal journey at some point.
Yeah.
And they were here in New York at Sloan Kettering.
Wow.
They spent a lot of time here, and 9 months later he passed. And it was so sad. He passed, right before Mother's Day and like days before his 4th birthday. And his mom, Maya, who's, again, our cousin, she's amazing. She started a blog when he got diagnosed, and she started a blog because mostly for family, so she didn't have to keep repeating herself about his treatment and what was going on.
Exactly.
And then it became, as his sickness got harder, it became a really raw look at these cute bald-headed kids that you see on St. Jude's commercial. They're not cute. Look at what they're going through, and they're black and blue, and she really pulled the curtain back a lot, and it was uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Sure.
But it's funny because she was here in Sloan Kettering, and at the hospital one day she had these like Rockstar Ronin bracelets that she would hand out, and Jake Gyllenhaal was there.
Wow.
And she got to meet Jake Gyllenhaal, and there was a time when he was dating Taylor, and so Taylor started following her blog.
Wow.
And became a fan of Maya's blog. And then after he passed, Taylor was invited, she wrote a song about Ronan based on Maya's blog, and actually gave Maya writing rights to it, and performed it at Stand Up to Cancer.
Wow.
And it's the most heart-wrenching song, and most of the words that she took are Maya's words.
Yeah.
And so she put her as a writer, so the proceeds go back to Rockstar Ronin Foundation, which goes to fight childhood cancer. Oh. And it's great because it really goes, most of the money goes to research.
Right.
Where a lot of these bigger organizations, there's operations and there's staffing and there's events.
Medical bills.
And it's an organization that really is dedicated to funding research to fight childhood cancer. So we have always been Swifties, obviously. Yes. But it was just in People magazine, it was just everywhere that she's putting Ronan back. Oh, I love it. Maya was quoted in it about, and Maya started blogging again just recently. Good. So if you want to follow her Rockstar Ronan blog, it's incredible and heart-wrenching, and it's been years. He's the same, we would have been Tegan's age. He would have been, 14.
Right.
And it's just, and when you see his face, you realize, but the work that she has done, and with the help of Taylor Swift, it's been really incredible. And to raise awareness, and to make people understand that childhood cancer should never happen, and it should get more funding from the government and more attention.
Absolutely.
And all these other cancers have, all these everyone has all these great, fundraisers and all these things
like that. Yeah.
Right. And to see, and I was there, when you're there and you see that the oncology unit and the children's wing is full at Phoenix Children's, and they don't have beds available.
Yeah.
Like that's how many there were,
So
and it's
sad.
that way everywhere. That it's really heartbreaking, and it's not something any child or parent should have to face. So please listen to Ronan, and if you want to follow Rockstar Ronan blog, but how awesome of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
I
gosh.
just love it.
I love her. And that like, I've known that story. You've told me that before. And I think that like, that is why you're a Swiftie. I mean, because she's just so amazing. She's so sweet and heartwarming. And like, that's
she
amazing.
really cares, and we were Taylor Swift fans before that. Even
Yeah,
I remember,
yeah.
like I texted Maya the other day and I said, I remember she was at my house and she played me like the voicemail from Taylor, and she was like, I hope it's okay. I wrote a song. I want to do this. If I want to make sure it's okay with you. And I was like, it's like Labor Day weekend,
Right?
Like, cool. I'm like, what?
Right. But that's so incredible.
Yeah, but that just some people, their colors and their characters shine through, and from that. Honestly, before that, obviously,
Yes,
but from that moment on, and she's done that for so many other people too.
Yeah, yeah.
She's just a great Taylor Swift. It doesn't get any better.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm excited for Red to come out.
Red,
Yeah.
and she said she wrote this whole thing. It's an album about grief,
Yeah.
and emotion,
Yeah.
and that's what Maya wrote. Loving Ronan was red, and
Yeah.
that's how it is when you grieve over someone or a relationship or whatever
Right.
it is. So I can't wait for that because it's going to be great, and I give kudos to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
So I think as far as teasers coming up, we have so much.
We do have so much.
I know.
We kind of spilled a little bit before about the plane.
The plane is
stuff.
amazing. We have some. What is our next LITV episode? Do we have one other than Greenport? Yeah, we have Greenport coming up. So, because again, our downtown deals continue to blow up.
Continue to blow up.
And
I mean,
Greenport
it's
was
like
one of our first
consistent.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the breweries. Yeah, the Long Island Railroad. That was so
Right.
good. Everyone loves that one.
That was awesome.
And then
got
we
a lot of views.
we got a special surprise
Yeah, we do.
for
I'm
next
excited
week.
for that one.
So we got another thing that we're including the whole staff on, and this is going to be. I'm pumped about
Yeah,
it.
me too.
So it's a special surprise, and then also next week we have a special guest.
Which is awesome.
Yes, Glenn Houseman from No Vacancy.
I was going to say, do you want to announce
Yeah, sure.
it? Okay.
Yeah, because I was on his show and it was amazing.
I love him. I
And-
think he's
yeah.
awesome. I loved that
he's
show.
Great. He's great.
Yeah.
And he's a true expert in the hospitality
Yes.
industry.
Yeah.
He partners with Anthony from Hotel Impossible.
Yep.
They have a business together. So he's going to come on and spill some tea.
Yeah.
I think he's going to drink with us. I'm not sure. We got to tell him.
I hope so. We got to let him know.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot coming up on Long Island Tea, and we hope you keep listening.
Thanks for listening this week, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.